A Spring Harvest by Geoffrey Bache Smith. An introduction. Geoffrey Bache Smith was born in Staffordshire on 18th of October 1894. He attended King Edward's School, Birmingham, at the same time as J.R.R. Tolkien, where they founded the literary Cup and Barovian Society. Geoffrey was commissioned as a lieutenant in the 19th Service Battalion of the Lancashire Fusiliers, the 3rd Salford Pals, and took part in the Battle of the Somme. He was wounded by shrapnel on 29th of November 1916 and died from his wounds on the 3rd of December 1916. He was buried in Warlincourt Halte British Cemetery, Saulty, France.
A note from J.R.R. Tolkien, 1918. The poems of this book were written at very various times. One, Wind Over the Sea, I believe even as early as 1910. But the order in which they are here given is not chronological, beyond the fact that the third part contains only poems written after the outbreak of the war. Of these, some were written in England, at Oxford in particular, some in Wales, and very many during a year in France, from November 1915 to December 1916, which was broken by one leave in the middle of May. The burial of Sophocles, which is here placed at the end, was begun before the war, and continued at odd times and in various circumstances afterwards. The final version was sent to me from the trenches. Beyond these facts, no prelude and no envoy is needed, other than those here printed, as their author left them.
If There Be One Among the Muses 9, by Geoffrey Bache Smith. If there be one among the Muses 9, loves not so much completion as the will, and less the austere saint than the fond sinner, loves scanty ruins garlanded with years, better than lofty palaces entire, to her I dedicate this spoiled sheaf of rhyme that scarcely came to harvesting. There is a window here in Magdalen, composite methinks of fragments that stark Mars has scattered. Even so my verses be composite of memories and half-uttered dreams welded together sans due ordinance, which might have been far other, but that Mars scattered and harried them with his ruthless flail.
Two Legends by Geoffrey Bache Smith. Glastonbury. Thither through moaning woods came Bedivere, at gloomy breaking of a winter's day, weary and travel-stained and sick at heart, with a great wound gotten in that last fray, ere he stood by and watched the king depart down the long, silent reaches of the mere. And all the earth was sad, and skies were drear, and the wind cried and chased the relict leaves, like ships that the storm-tossed ocean batters and heaves, and they fly before the gale, and the mariners fear. So he found at the last an hermitage, hard by a little hill, and sheltering trees that bent gaunt branches in the winter's breeze. And he drew rein, and leant, and struck the door. Then presently came forth an hermit sage, and helped him to dismount, with labour sore. Straight went they in, but Bedivere, being lame, stumbled against the open door, and swooned, and would have fallen, but the hermit caught and laid him gently down, then hurrying brought from a great chest a cordial, and came that he might drink, and so beheld his wound. Long time lay Bedivere betwixt life and death, like a torn traveller on a stormy height, twixt one wind and another, till his breath came easier, and he prospered. Then did sleep bathe him in soothing waters, soft and deep, and left him whole at breaking of the light. So
Sample complete. Ready to continue?